Welcome back, Bright Beacons. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and thank you for your support. Today I wanted to start this video off by thanking you for your support. I truly appreciate those of you who have subscribed. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel, Jenny Shine Bright, and turn on the bell for notifications. Remember, you don't have to watch every single video, but I hope that every single time that I release a video, that video means something to someone, at least one person. I'd like to be an inspiration for positivity in this world and really shine my light on the world. And I want to encourage others to do so as well. So please go ahead and do that. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, like that bell. Today, I wanted to talk about getting back to the basics. I know that my last video was about getting back to basics, and I discussed starting a garden or a food forest, growing our own food. I can't wait for you to see the exclusive interview that I had with Jim Gale at Food Forest Abundance. That's something coming soon to look forward to. He's so knowledgeable, and it's so exciting to go on a journey with people who know what they're doing and care about what they're doing and spreading a positive message as well. So I look forward to also interviewing, discussing, collaborating with many others. Many of you have shown interest in collaborating and just sitting down and talking and really diving into things that matter right now. So remember, not every single video that is released is going to be perfect. Not every single video will make you inspired. But again, I really hope that you continue on this journey with me, because I'm on a journey to be a better person, to shine more light, to be positive, and to spread love all over this world. And I really, truly hope that you come on that journey with me, and I'd appreciate your support as we take the journey. So getting back to the basics. Today, I won't be focusing on growing a food garden or a food forest, but that'll be coming up next. Today, I really wanted to focus on, after this plane flies by, I wanted to focus on getting back to things that matter and getting back to the basics, maybe things that we did in our childhood, if some of us had a good experience in childhood, and even some of our younger years, right? Not necessarily childhood, but just take a moment with me, if you will, and close your eyes. And what I'd like to do is, while we close our eyes, think about something that brings you a lot of joy. Okay? Think about something that brings you a lot of joy. What makes you smile? For me, that would obviously be my family and being the best version of myself that God made me to be. That brings me a lot of joy. Close your eyes now and think back to your childhood or younger years. And what are things that you did back then that brought you joy? Now I'm thinking about events, activities. Just take a moment, reflect. What used to bring you a lot of joy and happiness back, maybe before you had a family, maybe before you started working full time? And some of you that are younger, maybe you have different experiences because you are in a different generation. Some of you who are older, again, you come from a different generation. You've had different experiences. For me, things that I think of when I am feeling nostalgic and I reflect on my childhood, I love to think about the simple times. And that's what this video is about, getting back to the basics. We are not too old at any age to begin to get back to basics, things that mattered to us. I think specifically about exploration. I know in a previous video, I talked about how my son and I, we sit down and we look at the grass, we look at the little flowers and the little bugs and the rocks. That's exploring. We're not too young to, we're not too old to explore. We need to get back to those feelings of just pure excitement. Think about living through children. I've heard so many times that Christmas becomes way more exciting and just such a beautiful feeling when you do have children or when you have grandchildren, because then you're able to kind of live vicariously through them with the magic of the season, right? And that's just something I've heard for many years. And there's something to that. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me," right? There's something about being a child that just brings such a joy and happiness with it. Let's start to take that joy and that happiness and weave it into our adult lives, if we haven't already. When I think of exploring as an adult, I think of maybe going canoeing, right? Or going on a trip with family to the beach and exploring and taking advantage of that time and that environment. I also think back to the simpler times when we had, time to blow bubbles and jump on trampolines and play in the sprinklers. And as adults, we can still do those things. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually quite enjoyable to go back, step back in time, and start to really go back to the basics and enjoy those types of activities. So think about that. What are some areas in your life that you can take that time to explore? Take that time to go back to that feeling. Take some time to really embrace the emotions that you're feeling when you're engaging in those activities, because emotions are energy in motion. When we are taking the time to embrace positive emotions and focus in on positive emotions, then that will all shine outwardly. That will reflect a greater light in our lives to others and internally too. And guess what? That will help us to be healthier, better versions of ourselves. I'll do another video about spiritual gifts and taking advantage of our passions and really making sure that we're using them wisely. Remember, we can go in a million different directions. We're not one-dimensional beings. We're extremely versatile. We all have so many different talents, so many different passions. And think back to when you were a child and just think about all the different things you used to talk about with adults even. What did you want to be when you grew older, right? That was a big topic that people still to this day ask children. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? And why do you think that you probably said a lot of different things throughout your childhood, right? When we were super little, we might have said one thing, and then as we grew and developed and learned and started to see things from a different perspective, then we started to realize that there were so many options. And as adults, it's not too late. It's not too late to go back to the basics and start embracing some of those emotions. And some of them might not always be good, right? I know that there's some of you watching, maybe you didn't have great experiences as a child, but it's not too late to focus on the positive and reflect inwardly. I think about fishing, right? I think about fishing with my grandparents and my siblings and just being able to be in the moment. Riding bikes with friends. It's when we see the memes online, it's hilarious because it's so true. You didn't know where your friends were, so you couldn't call them on a cell phone. You couldn't text them. You literally got on your bike and you rode outside to find where their bikes were. Let's go on bike rides as a family or by ourselves or with our significant others. Let's explore by ourselves, with our significant others, with a friend, with our children. Let's get back to the basics so that we can start to be more light and free and spread more love. Because overall, when we are feeling joy and happiness and positivity, guess what we're reflecting right back out into the world? Guess what we're spreading? We're spreading all of those positive, beautiful, lovely things with each other. Don't forget to share a smile. Our smile is a universal language. We cannot take this away right now. This is so relevant. Just think about those things. Start reflecting. Start thinking of examples. We want to be the best versions of ourselves. God designed us to be multidimensional beings that are extremely loving and just have so many different skills and gifts from Him. So don't forget to spread that message to others. Don't forget to show. Remember, we show others how we are internally. And we want to start feeling more connected with ourselves and with each other. I hope that this has inspired someone to get out there, get back to the basics, start feeling more at peace again, and start healing in any way possible. Shine bright, everyone. Shine your light. See you later.